your hand and indicate. And once you're identified, then we will call upon you for your question. So we can now commence proceedings as training is going to start at 9:30. So we look forward to your questions. So who would like to kick us off this morning?
Coach, I get it started. All right, so obviously a commanding victory back in Bermuda, 4-0. What is the message this week, just to make sure the guys don't take their foot off the gas and prepare for Trinidad, and there won't be any overlaps or any lapse in judgment when it comes to Trinidad? So what is that message you're going to instill in the team?
Well, I think that was the key thing with the game against Bermuda, was the emphasis on respecting the opponent, no easy games in the Caribbean, and making sure that we approach the game in the right manner, professionally, and the players did that, and the same again. But everybody knows that Trinidad will be a tough opponent. They're certainly improving under Dwight York, and we've played them 3 times already, so we know each other very well. And it'll be a hard game, a tough game. I watched their game against Curacao. They should have won. They played very well. Dangerous opponent.
Coach, we're seeing some new faces still in the squad coming in. Are you still looking for a particular blend, maybe personalities, maybe player type that you're looking for at this point, or do you think this is kind of what you're looking for in terms of your squad?
We have many players missing, many senior players missing. I think 9 or 10 that would normally be in the squad. What we've done, the recruitment department, Dan Neville and Simon helps a lot also. We've been following a lot of players over the past year, and it's a good job that we did, because we've needed them throughout the summer and also for this camp. So we've introduced 1 or 2 people, and yeah, we're pleased that we got the result against Bermuda, and everybody came together very well with little time together. So we need that again. So going forward, everybody has to be ready. But the most important thing is professional against Bermuda. We have to be the same again against Trinidad, and we hope that the supporters will also come out. We need that. We need their energy. That's key always in the second game. So I'm looking forward to a good atmosphere that the boys can play in.
Jamali, congrats on another clean sheet for your career. When you got the message that you're going to be starting for this match, because obviously Andre Blake was out, what was your mindset? How did you prepare going into Bermuda and also for your upcoming match against Trinidad?
I mean, it's the same preparation for me as if I was at my club, just preparing mentally and physically for the game. Obviously, you never know what could happen coming here with Andre, and I always got to be ready, to play, and did that well against Bermuda, and got to do it again. But it's just being able to step up in those moments when I'm calling.
Yeah, and as far as like I said, that preparation piece of it, you as an individual watching and knowing how things are going right now, you have 6 matches to the World Cup, and knowing that every goal matters. Did you feel any type of pressure as far as is Bermuda a team that we're expected to give up very little goals against, or did you just go out there and play just like normal?
I mean, there's no need for me to put extra pressure on myself. Like I said, it's another game. Just preparing for the game and going out there and executing the game plan and just giving my best to help the team win.
For sure.
Coach mentioned that we've played Trinidad a lot recently. Typically, I think most fans see it as a bit of a derby. How are the players viewing this game?
Obviously, we know it's a big game. There's huge implications with the World Cup qualification on the line. So we have to be locked in on and off the field, and just going out there and getting the job done.
And Coach, is there any danger to playing a team that is familiar with you?
In the Caribbean, there's a danger of playing every team that we play against, whether we play them 3 times or not at all. So familiarity, yeah, we know each other and we know each other individually very well. It's on the night. That's the most important. Players have to perform, do the job, be professional, prepare right, and we've got to make sure that, God willing, that the breaks go our way. We score at the right time. We're lucky in some instances because that's football. You can play well, but you still need that little bit of luck on your side, and we hope to get that tomorrow.
Coach, last question. Are there any changes to the roster, any injury updates, any substitutions that came in the last 48 hours?
No, obviously, Warner Brown was included in the last squad, but he wasn't fit to play. He got injured in the game for Mount Pleasant on the Monday evening, the day that we joined up. So we were disappointed in that, because Warner Brown has been our key striker over the recent camps. So we were disappointed in that. We're continuously treating him since the Bermuda game. So we're going to give him every opportunity to be fit to participate at some stage tomorrow.
Thanks, Coach.
Any of those questions, David?
I'm Coach King from Ball3 TV. Coach, we saw where Bailey Cadamarchi started and really had an impressive game. However, the only thing that was lacking from his game was the goal that his performance deserved. Coach, having worked with legends like Sir Alex Ferguson, Cristiano Ronaldo, and even opposite number Dwight Howard, what can you pull from working with those persons to assist our strikers in becoming more clinical?
Yeah, I mean, you can work on that, but you're either clinical or you're not. You're kind of born with that. But Bailey is somebody who has scored goals throughout his career, from being a small boy to now. So we know he can score, and that's the key thing. The most important is that you get the opportunities in your right areas, the right positions in which you can take your chances and score. And Bailey did that in that game. We watched him a lot last year with Lincoln, some injuries. He started the season well, and he's a talent. He's 20 years old, 20 years old, that's all. So he's got plenty of years, and hopefully, like he said to me, I said, he missed a few, he said, hopefully I'm saving them for Tuesday.
One for Jamali. Jamali, how about the rivalry between us and Trinidad and Tobago? How can we use that to fire up an excellent performance tomorrow night?
Like Coach said, hopefully we have the fans on our side tomorrow, because that'll be, huge to kind of give us that extra lift that we need to go over the line. But we got to come out, regardless of what the fans do, come out or not, we got to go out as players and just get the job done. That's it.
Thanks, David. Eddie?
Coach, you mentioned a lot of key players being out. We tend to play a little bit better without these key players. We saw that in the Unity Cup. Why is that for you?
I don't know if it's for any reason. We've played well with everybody that we've had in the squad. The experienced players. We've played well in games with that, and also with whether it's a young squad or an old squad, you play well, you don't play well, you will always have that balance. It's only a couple of games that we've had where we've had a lot of injuries and had to call upon some young players, and we're just pleased. Like I said, we talk about Jamaica and this World Cup. The future is bright for Jamaica, because there's a lot of young talent. We're showcasing some like Tyrese Campbell, Bailey Cadamarchi. We're showcasing some at the present moment, but there are many, many more underneath that, which as a recruitment department we've been looking at throughout the year. So, they might not be for this cycle, these young players, but they're definitely for the next cycle. So to give them experience and see that they can deliver in the pressure moments is key to it.
Dwayne?
Good morning, Coach. Jamaica is the only team to win match day one from this group. How important do you think it is for us to ensure that we get a win tomorrow night in terms of setting us up for the remainder of the qualification?
I think winning your home games are always important. I think Bermuda, absolutely right, everybody expected us to win. difficult game always, but we were professional, got the job done. Now it's a home game, so you've got to win your home games, which is probably why Trinidad will be disappointed they didn't. They deserved to win it, but they didn't. And we have to go tomorrow making, like we did against Guatemala in the World Cup qualifiers to get into this group. We got to put a performance there that, the supporters, and that evening the supporters were absolutely terrific. And we need that again tomorrow. No doubt they can't just turn up. They've got to give us energy. I think that's always the key thing with this Jamaica team. When it's got energy and attitude, we perform well.
One for Coach, one for Jamali. Coach, what are you hoping to see from the team against Trinidad, and Jamali, what are you expecting from Trinidad to bring to Jamaica?
I expect the team to know the job and do the job, work hard, work together, cover each other, be a team, be hard to play against, but also express themselves like they did in the last game. This will be harder, this will be tougher, but we need the same kind of attitude, we need the same kind of courage, we need the same kind of organisation and discipline. We get them. Like I said, the most I'm disappointed is when we don't perform. We like to win, but as a coach, we like performance, because performance gives you wins. And so tomorrow, like we did last Friday, we need a good performance.
And Jamali, what are you expecting from the Trinidad?
Yeah, obviously, like Coach said, we've played them a lot over the past year, and we watched their last game. We've seen the clips of how dangerous they are and how explosive they can be. So, we expect a good game. We expect it to be tough, but once we prepare, in training and off the field, go out there and execute the job.
And finally, Matthew.
Good morning, Coach.
Steve.
Yes. Trinidad hasn't won a match in the last 4 games. However, in those 4 games, they've tended to create a lot of chances. What are the strengths that you've seen in the Trinidad team, despite them not winning in the last 4 matches?
Yeah, I think, as I said, I think we had a local camp, and it was the first time that we'd seen Trinidad, and Dwight York had just taken over, and I knew they had ability and quality. And then we played them in the Unity Cup, and you could see the difference and the improvement. I watched them in the Gold Cup. You could see the improvement also. When USA, you could do that, you can lose to them. But the games against Haiti and Saudi Arabia were games in which they very easily could have won. So for me, they're improving. They have, like us, they have speed, athleticism, they're strong and fast. And they've got good players, good individual players that can win football matches. And I think that's what it's about tomorrow. Them big players, the important players, they're the ones who must deliver. Whoever delivers will win the game.
Lastly, Dwayne.
Yeah. Coach, Shamar Nicholson wasn't in the setup for the last set of matches, but he was back in the squad. Came on against Bermuda, pretty good header. Are there any plans to have him play a bigger role tomorrow night against Trinidad?
Always, Shamar has to play a bigger role when he's with us. He didn't feature in the summer for us. He wasn't playing at that present time. They were in a break. He's come back, played for his club. We've followed him, watched every game. He's getting minutes for his club, and we brought him back in because he's a big time player for Jamaica. Scored a lot of goals in the Caribbean and proved his worth in the last 20 minutes, coming on, doing the job, and getting us the 4th goal, which was very important.
Jamali, Coach, thank you very much. When was the media training will start 9:30?